Hello guys, welcome to this new edition of Agri Discover. With me here today you have Mr. Joshua, a young agripreneur who is into pineapple production.
My name is
Just stay tuned.
popularly known as Joshua. I am the president of the Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development. I am passionate about agriculture and eliminating hunger and poverty all around the world. That's why when I got the opportunity to lead a group of very dynamic youths and very ambitious ones also, it came to my mind to set up such a project, also with the help and the indispensable assistance of our administrations in the department and our lecturers who are also as passionate as we are. We decided to put on this on ground so that the students can benefit and learn, gain experience, gain skills, gain the entrepreneurial mindset and everything that goes with it so that they can be ready to face the market tomorrow as they do the agriculture.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. So I would just like to ask briefly, can you just give me some of your experiences while doing agricultural practices into the agricultural field? So for the time you've been in the agricultural field, especially in something like this initiative of planting pineapple, what are some of the experiences that you can share with us?
Agriculture done in school is far different from the one you decide to practice. In school, they tell us about farmer grazers conflicts. They tell us about land disputes with indigenous farmers. They tell us about pest and disease management in the farm. They tell us about labor and its importance in undertaking such a project. But you see, it's only when you have engaged, the project that you can begin to perceive the depth and the magnitude of such progress. I've encountered a lot of things ever since we began this project. The first challenge we had to face was in acquiring land from the very beginning because it was quite challenging, a lot of administrative procedures to cover, and in as much as we administratively got the land, to recover it from the indigenous people who occupied it before us has been and is still to date a major concern, a major challenge because some of them have planted long-term crops, and in Africa we respect the levels of summer when it comes to agriculture and the practices. So we could not uphold those crops. So it has delayed us in so many aspects. On the land which was actually very suitable for pineapple, we could not actually access that land because other farmers have occupied it. That's why you can see here we are sitting on stones. This land is very stony. And see, I have a big axe because we had to, in many areas, dig out the stones to be able to plant and have a minimum of beauty in our garden. So, aside that, we face challenges in getting funds because it's not been easy to put the finances together to be able to run such a project. Getting the pineapples from as far as Dombe, from mobilizing the labor, the students to come on the work, and bringing all the inputs together. We had to start, like I would say, by faith at some points because all the things were never really available. But because of the passion and desire we had to see into it that the students are built and that they gain practical experience in agriculture, we had to take up the step and face the challenges we face. There are so many things we've gone through, sir, and I'm afraid that this video will not be enough to actually explain all of them.
I can really see just from the briefing you've given us, I think there's quite a lot of challenges in this particular domain. And one of the things you've highlighted is that funds, getting funds to get into agriculture. So that is triggering me to ask this question. As a young person who really wants to get into agriculture, what, especially in this area of pineapple, doing pineapple production, how much can you estimate that it cost a young person to start something like this?
Yeah. This will require me to give you some details, which I would not love to give some details, but it takes quite some money. And money can stay around. Um, Now, it depends on some factors, whether you have land, whether you have primary suckers, whether you have to buy them. If you're starting everything afresh, you need some money above a million, okay? Because you have to rent land, you have to bring the suckers to buy them, and the suckers are expensive to buy. You have to pay transportation for the suckers, you have to pay the labor at different stages to clear the land, to get it ready, to plant the pineapple, you have to pay for the management, you have to pay, it's a management over a long period of time, that's 9 months. So the weeding has to be done very strategically. And then you have to pay for the fertilizing and then the harvesting and even sometimes the transportation. of the pineapple. So all of this is quite some money when you add it up. But I want to tell farmers not to be afraid, especially young entrepreneurs who have the dream of stepping into something like this. Don't be afraid. I have a rule, a principle. I think every young farmer should adopt. There are only two reasons why you should do agriculture starting from small. The first reason is that you want to acquire the skills and the knowledge related to that particular crop. So you need to start small so that you can have control and better manage the farm. The second reason is this: you have to raise capital. It's very difficult to get agricultural loans. You see, so students, young students have to keep in mind that you don't have to always start with so much money. Get a small piece of land, grow it over 1, 2, 3 planting seasons, and you have enough capital to set up it. So there are two reasons why you should start small and save again. First is to acquire skills. The second is to raise capital. When you go slowly, you will make the money, plow it back, multiply it, and you do something substantial inside the business. So don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to play because you will fail. And the next time you will not start from the point you started because you have made mistakes. You have gained market experience. You have gained knowledge in managing farm troubles, and yeah, you become a more better person.
Wow, I think that's quite a lot of knowledge. And I guess those that watching you out there, those young individuals who actually want to get into agriculture, really take the advice. It's really inspirational, and I think it's going to help a lot of persons out there watching us right now. That you start small, you don't go big, you start small at your level, and you keep growing. And I think that is something that's a takeaway lesson for some of our listeners out there right now. Dear viewers that are watching us right now, I hope this video is inspiring you, and I hope you're learning quite a lot. So I will continue our discussion. I am really curious to know, like we have pineapple production which you are into. I really wish to know what are the steps, the things you put in place, or the various measures that you put in place, or things you do in order to do your pineapple productions, like the process. What is just a brief about the process of pineapple production? Can you just give it to us?
Like every agricultural enterprise, you must start with plant. Pineapple is a very resistant crop, as you can see. This pineapple has been here for quite some time, and it has survived the case of rainfall, temperature, cold, and it's very resistant. So you have to take the land preparation and ensure that the land is very clean. And like you see, we are clearing there because we want to expand the pineapple farm. You go down to the clearing of the land. Then you look at the farm is very clean because the beauty of the garden is in its hygiene. You look at the farm is very clean, and then you start digging the hole. Right? You dig the hole with the help of the digger. So you know how to You dig the hole with the help of the digger.
Digger, the one you showed.
Yeah, the one you
Yeah,
showed.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is a dig axe to dig stones where there is special diggers for the pineapple.
Pineapple.
These are guys to see some of them. I'll show you. And then you zooming your body pineapple for really. So you now take it and chuck it into the ground. Right, and then make sure the ground is firm. After some time, the pineapple will start shooting. I'll first show you an example. It will start shooting fresh shoots.
Fresh shoots.
Yes,
Okay.
like you can see down
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I can see the one.
And then
down
the
there.
old shoots will start dying down little by little. Then there are times where you now come and fertilize. You fertilize pineapples by the side, you know. So that
Okay, by the side, but where is it? Okay.
yes, you don't put it on the ground so that you can enter into the plant.
Okay.
And before planting pineapples, there are some techniques that were taught us by our lecturer to make it germinate faster, to make it grow faster. If you want to learn the technique, come to the Department of Agriculture student now development. We're going to
Yes,
share
guys,
more of
we're going to share
them.
more.
Yeah, then you now continue with pest management, fertilization, because you can improve fertilization depending on make sure that you control the production and the harvest. So then the harvest yourself. It's not really quick to
Okay, thank you very much for that insight. It's quite valuable. And I just have this last question for you. If someone is to get into this pineapple production, like how long does it take the person to start making profit, that the business becomes profitable, like if you're starting, how long does it take you to become profitable as an agriculturalist?
Given that the pineapple were similar on the ground, so it makes very close, like 90%, or I think we need to because you cannot do pineapple and not do tomato. There is high demand for pineapple in our country, and it's very difficult to see pineapple fruit get water because the demand is there in Kuala and Yaoundé. So I would have loved to give you some figures. They were like, they're for the sake of the video and the people listening to us. I would say that if you engage in 1 hectare of pineapple farm, you get approximately 40,000 pineapple suckers if you respect their appropriate grazing distance. And those 40,000 pineapple suckers, if you sell them for a price as little as 12 million, 8 million is almost 5 times the capital. So at the first harvest, you can start making money. Now, the beautiful thing about it is that at the second production, you spend almost 3 times as little as you spent at first production. Because of the peculiarity kind of has the same as planting. It produces suckers. And suckers is one of the major cost products in starting the pineapple business. So if you can now begin to have suckers from your farm already, then you don't need a lot of suckers and you need to expand your farm. So it is a very lucrative business and it pays a lot, especially in this part of the world.
Wow. That's I think that's the booster. And all those watching us right now, you can see that agriculture is really the future, and uh, we are here to create this awareness that agriculture is a very beautiful for you all to get. So for those who are ending this video, what advice do you have for those out there watching right now, those who are thinking of getting into agriculture, or those who are already into agriculture but are still skeptical? What advice do you have?
In the Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Development, we advocate for the appropriate technology to be used in agriculture, depending on the context you find yourself in. The reason why people are skeptical is because of lack of knowledge. You see, so many of them are not aware of what it takes to run a perfect pineapple farm. And as you can see, we are students, and it's the first time we're doing such a thing, so we are learning from it. Now, learning from it implies that we're going to make mistakes. Learning from it implies that we're going to incur losses. Learning implies that we're going to go the extra mile to be able to do it. We have not seen any lecturer here at the moment. They come most of the time to give us instructions, to show us the pattern. But for the rest of the time, we are the ones doing the job. So if you're there and you're skeptical, you've not started agriculture yet, I would advise you to go for first knowledge. Go for knowledge. Go into an institution where you can be trained in the practical aspects of agriculture, because agriculture is very big. And in the Department of Agricultural Extension, that's what we stand for. Agricultural Extension is the dissemination of useful and practical information to improve in the productivity and the well-being of the farm, as well as the environment. So go for where you get knowledge, practical knowledge, and then don't be afraid to invest. You make mistakes, you incur losses, but eventually you will learn how to work and run and work.
Wow, that's a very powerful thing. So thank you very much, Mr. Joshua, for giving us your pineapple farm, and we are so happy and so pleased with the knowledge you share with those that are out there, and we will be hopefully will be visiting you time to time to see the progress of your wonderful project. And all those questions out there, please take the advice the advice and insight Mr. Joshua just shared with us with you. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.